Or you want to talk about like the Switch or something? Or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still, with everything that's been going on, to be honest, the price of the Switch doesn't bother me. It's still gonna be the games. Just
Yeah.
'cause, like
$90 for
$90.
digitals.
So once they showed like Mario Kart was $80, I was like GTA's gonna be 110. Like it's
Oh,
gonna
without a
be up
doubt.
there. Cause they were like, oh, it's gonna be 100. I'm like, nah, whatever. But Mario Kart, what's gonna make Mario Kart $80 though?
So it's like nothing because it's like literally what it's like the same game almost. I mean, they have different things, but it's like the same as we've been getting. So like, why is that? I don't know why they tried that to be 80
I
when
think it's
when
more
it could have been
features.
like, if anything, could have put like Metroid 80 because that's probably the better experience, right?
I feel, but it's a Switch One game. It has a Switch enhanced version.
Okay, my thing is this though, right? Nintendo, like I don't get why is it like well it's exclusive to only that console, but I was like, wouldn't since no other console can make Mario whatever, like wouldn't it be its own like every game that's on Nintendo is its own technical exclusive because
Well,
only
it
exclusive
is.
to the
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Nintendo made games are exclusive. Like they
And
have,
well, to their console, yeah.
yeah, but all their third parties are like multi-plat.
Got you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But what I was saying, like, well, going back to why is it $80?
Yeah,
I can
like,
see
why
why
is
is it,
Mario
I can see
Kart-
why is it $80. Like, okay, think about it. You got a roster that is stacked now. Instead of you just playing the main characters, you can play as all the side characters. Like, you can play as the fucking cow. Like,
I mean,
come on,
I
like,
guess.
come on, bro. Like, literally.
I guess. But they also said that they're basing their prices are wavering. So it's gonna be like Mario Kart isn't $80 because they spent this much money, this much time, and they're gonna like talking about you'll spend 1,000 hours playing Mario Kart versus Donkey Kong being 60.
Yeah, because
but Donkey Kong's the bigger game. I feel like the
Yeah,
But,
Oh,
like-
what's up, Chat GPT? Welcome in, bro.
local chat GPT. I just think that like to base a game on how much time you think you're gonna spend on it kind of sucks because Tears of the Kingdom was $70 first, and people put I'm just gonna say like 500 hours into it and then stop playing it. But then like a Donkey Kong, you can replay and things like that. Mario Kart, you're gonna play forever.
yeah.
So why is that like the $80?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, it shouldn't be 80 in that sense where, yeah, you'll get a lot of hours out of it, but the game will never die and they're going to give updates anyway. So, updates and DLC. So, we got to pay 80
Plus whatever.
Like, because Mario
20,
Kart 8 Deluxe,
30.
that was 60, but we had to pay for like 4 or
20,
5 DLC
yeah,
packs.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But I was gonna say, like, okay, how many times are you realistically you're gonna play Donkey Kong? Though?
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
so
it's
I,
a
right. So
one,
I'd
maybe
rather,
two.
personally, I'd rather pay more than 60. Not really, but like more than 60 for a game that I'm gonna love versus like, I don't know. It kind of goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, even with like the Mario Kart, you're gonna pay for DLC.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna make an $80 game close to 200
Yeah.
over time, just whatever they end up doing. But like,
And who knows? It might be free DLC. You know, like it might.
No,
But,
at
I mean,
this
at
point,
this
ain't no
point,
free
yes.
DLC.
But
Yeah, no.
but I mean, it could happen. It could. There's still because we haven't got. You know, we.
It could, if they know Mario Party or Mario Kart is their moneymaker, they
Nah.
would.
But that
They-
game would
they
never
said-
go
they
on
said
sale.
They said it to 80 because they know it's their moneymaker. They're like, okay, you're gonna buy Mario Kart no matter what. If it was 100, you're gonna get it no matter what. That's what I think. That it can like get away with it because it's like a staple that you kind of have to get.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
You're right. I get you. I get you. And they have no, and that's another thing. There's no competition. Like
no.
there's no
Especially if
no
they
game
get
like
the kart
Mario
racer
Party.
now,
There's no
yeah.
game
It's
like
funny
Mario.
because like the Sonic Cross Worlds, they're like, okay, this might be a Mario Kart like competition. We saw that.
But
first trailer.
then Mario Kart came
And
out.
then-
Nah.
But Sega is trying to be like, okay, our game still is cheaper.
Like I told them,
It is
we
cheaper.
all know if it's a Sonic game, we all know what they got to bring back and just do better.
Sonic Riders.
Yeah, like
Strictly.
that's just straight, just literally just reboot that bitch, give it new graphics, reboot that bitch,
Yeah.
bro.
Like
Make it-
Sonic Cross Worlds would be good if it was a Sonic Riders game.
Yeah.
I think.
Like you don't think the cross?
I think the game is cool. I just in the carts. Like
Mhm.
Sonic had
Oh
his thing
yeah,
with the-
yeah.
Hoverboards, like literally, you was breaking like Mario Kart is for Mario Kart,
Well,
but like
how well did that game even do? Like,
did really well.
As a
No,
whole,
it
as
didn't.
Sonic.
Sonic Rise, the first one did really
Okay,
well.
let's see the first one.
It didn't. I'm just saying, like, it didn't do good.
We rebooted AO's podcast without Todd and shit. SMH. Hey, they know that they knew it was getting cooked, so it's all right, bro. It's all right. This is the future, okay? Iroh's the future anyway. Wait, how much did it sell? Y'all know how much Sonic
At
Riders
the
sold?
time, how much was it? How much was it?
Well, like, no, how much did it? How much copies did this sell?
I mean,
for
I
them
would-
to even invest in like a Sonic Riders, like, it's safer for them to just do a cross world because it's a kart racer. Like,
I mean,
But
but
Team Sonic Racing didn't do good.
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, that's why they're kind of cooked because
Because, like, they're putting both, like, best of both worlds.
hold on.
Yeah.
Right, of course.
Alright.
leave me alone. It's not good.
Of course.
So, like, they did best of both worlds by doing carts and because it's more closer to Sonic Racers Transform.
Yeah, like their whole gimmick is like Mario Kart's like side gimmick. Like Mario Kart's real gimmick is like that's gonna be like the customized and like the open world.
Yeah.
Like that's their thing.
But
So
that's why I think it's 80 just because you're gonna have this open world. I still don't like. Okay, there you have to pay for the Discord.
oh, it's with the online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to have the voice chat, you have to pay online. Yeah.
Wait, is it pay online or is it pay it separate?
I think it's bundled in with it. I think like
'Cause I
if you
thought it
want to do
was
the Discord voice chat thing, like you
Yeah.
have to have online.
I thought it was online and a chat.
If that's separate, then that's back. I thought it was just have online and you're good.
It would make sense because then if you don't have online or if you do have online and you don't pay for like the voice chat, the whole C button is like useless.
That's what I'm
If
saying. It's a paid.
specifically for chat and connect and communicate whatever. It's like that defeats the whole purpose of that button.
Yeah,
It should be like a programmable button. Like, did you see when we were trying to figure out what it was called or what it was used for? They're like,
the C.
they're like C for cast. You can put it to the TV.
I thought
C for-
like C for like another screenshot button like capture.
yeah, just all of
Mhm.
that.
That's really just like I just can't justify the $80 games.
Not for a game, and then not to be like, oh, this one's 80, this one might be 60, this one might. So then just like you can't even guarantee.
Yeah,
like,
you can't
I'm gonna
trust.
pre-order this game because I want to, versus like I have to wait to see how much it's gonna be to see if I can even.
Yeah,
it.
are you able to get it? Yeah.
Yeah, because that for Zelda, like if Tears of the Kingdom was 70, the next one is like a guaranteed 70 and above.
Mhm.
Especially because we're gonna go to the showcase.
Mhm.
So it's like I'm fine.
Yeah, the showcase coming. Y'all
Right,
stay
like I'm
tuned.
fine with waiting. Like I'll be like, I want to play, but I'm also not missing it.
Yeah, if I don't get it on launch, because honestly, I don't know if I was gonna get it on launch or even like pre-order it.
Mm-mm.
Cause I was still gonna get it, but I was like, I don't have to like rush.
Right, that's because I know when the Switch was coming out, the original Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to. Like I bought Breath of the Wild before I had the Switch.
I know
So,
that's
like,
how
I
bad it
wanted
was.
That, like
Mhm.
completely. And then so like with this, I'm like, it's a good upgrade, but it's also an investment.
Mhm.
And then if you're investing $450 or even like $500 for the bundle for like the Mario Kart bundle,
Mhm.
it's like you still spent $500 day one, and then you have to next month, get Donkey Kong, and then
And then the
Excellent.
other
I think-
games,
yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. That's why I brought up. It's the whole investment because you barely can scrape by buying the Switch. How are you
Yeah,
supposed to keep
exactly.
up? And now it's like now you're out of $600. It's like,
yeah.
what's the point of even buying it?
But it is good to hear people's perspective and be like, or like what you were saying.
Mhm.
No one's gonna buy it because like I think the Switch 2 is like fairly priced for the console.
As the console, yeah,
The console is
Mhm.
fairly priced.
it'll sell out the pre-orders. Like it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
But my thing was like, how long can it stay up? And it's like, are there gonna be any new people buying the system, or like, why get the new iPhone when
Your
the
iPhone is-
iPhone I just got is just fine, but like I can do extra things. So I'm not sure if how many diehard fans will like be super on board like day one or even like in the long term, and how many new people are they gonna be invested to like spend 500 up front and then keep on if they just want to play Mario Kart and Animal Crossing.
I think for sure the early adopters, they're gonna get it first. They're gonna regardless, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, like, let's just say you get it and I don't. We're in the same household, so like I can benefit off not owning my own because when you're not playing it, I can. Like, vice versa, kind of thing. And then new people, depending on like, I'm just using Mario Kart. Depending on like what Mario Kart does in like a social space of like, whoa, we found this thing out, we can do this thing, and then like everyone's seeing it. Chicken jockey, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to be a part of that because like you saw PewDiePie playing it. And
So you
fun.
think it's like whoever like the casuals are around.
I
like,
think
if
whoever's
they-
influencing that game, and like if I'm a young kid, I'm gonna do all my chores for a Switch 2. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Chicken jockey.
like I think that's what's gonna happen. Where it's like the new people are gonna be the people watching, or if they didn't get a Switch in the first place, a Switch 1, they'll be like, okay, this is a better reason to get like.
Yeah.
I didn't get a Switch 1 because it was so underperforming and it was so this and that. But you see a Switch 2, like, okay, now I can get a Switch 2 and play all these games that I wanted to, but just wouldn't put myself through.
Is that for like the person who's experienced like with gaming or just like the casual? Because like someone who's kind of into gaming, they would know to like not buy it because it didn't perform well. People wouldn't. People wouldn't buy Switch 1 because it didn't perform.
I think my example was for a hardcore gamer.
Hardcore.
I'm not getting this because
Yeah.
I have a PC. I'm not getting this because this is bad. I think a casual. I still don't think the Switch 2 is for a casual. Like, I really don't.
That's not. It's really not, and
Really don't.
they're not in that family friendly category anymore.
Not
They
with the Switch
they
2.
threw themselves in the pit. Now they have 4K. Now they have
That
voice
was
chat.
like, yeah,
It's like
4K
it's too late.
120, like, if they're making that a selling point,
Yeah.
you're like, this dock has a fan. This dock also supports HDR. What's an HDR? You know what I mean?
You tell me like the 5-year-old has to know what that
right,
is.
because
Like,
like if you watch it like an iPhone keynote or any Apple keynote, they're talking like that. And so iPhones aren't casual. Like they're casual, but they're for a specific type of person that knows what they're talking about. So I think a casual gamer, back to the example of like you have one and I don't. I'm the casual gamer. So like I see what you have and I'm like, man, I wish I could take this with me. I wish I could have my own. Then I'm gonna get one, but I'm not gonna know about it. Like I saw it on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah,
Oh, I think I want to switch to. I saw Mario Kart. Well, I don't even play games like that. I don't know. So it would be harder for a casual to get in blank. They would have to get
Yeah.
in through being like a casual gamer, like
Casual gamer like trying to like look into it. Yeah.
and just
That's what I was thinking. Because my thing was just like, they just won't buy it at all. But now it's like, depends on who they're with, who they're around. That can be like a big influence on if they get it or not.
Maybe just because Mario Kart open world is like a new concept versus Breath of the Wild was like, this is what we've been asking for, yeah, baby.
Yeah, open world
Like,
Zelda.
Oh my god.
He's back.
You know women. We're talking about Mario.
Yeah,
talking
let's,
about
let's,
Mario?
we're in,
Women
we're in
don't exist.
exactly in this realm.
Hey. All right. So we're talking about Mario. What about Mario?
We're just still on the Switch, but if you have anything to
I
add,
was saying like the concept of Mario Kart being open world is
Crazy.
crazy, but it's also like different. So I don't even know how to really feel about it. Of saying like I'm gonna do everything because I really want to stay in that world versus like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom was like I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, baby. Asking for.
I feel like it's always Mario. It's either Mario Party, if you have like
Mario
you know,
Party
group
can't
of
sell the
friends.
system.
But it's mostly Mario, like Mario Brothers.
yeah,
That's
it will
the
be
selling.
it'll be their hard hitters.
Yeah.
like Mario, Zelda. Oh,
Okay.
so you,
I think they're
wait,
gonna do
you're-
a digital only. I think
Don't
they
do
are.
that.
I think
No.
they are. I think that's gonna be the
I didn't
only.
even
No,
think
because
about
that's
that,
gonna,
bro.
I feel like that's gonna complicate because you gotta think of this. Like most people are buying it. Most people are most.
But we're not buying physical if it's $90.
Well, no, hold on. I'm saying though, right? Like, yes, they could make a lot of money off of like selling two different, you know, like digital only versus. But you got to think about how that's gonna affect the parents and the kids. You know what I mean? Like,
it's already affected. There's already 3 Switches on the market. I was at Target the other day. the boxes like
They all
they're different shape, but I barely saw what OLED was. So like, Mama want a Switch. They wanted the OLED. They said it. They just get the regular Switch. So like, it's already oversaturated.
the right
So that's gonna be
color.
4 Switches on the market.
Right.
They're gonna put more.
Well,
Pull
So,
up the
like,
box art. What does it look
The
like?
Twitch OLED.
It's literally the
well,
same.
The OLED and the Switch 2, it'll be harder for a casual to get in because of what I just said. Or casuals won't even.
Well, because I feel like all they really realistically, right, for casuals, all they need to know right now is it HDMI? That's it. It's only for
the like industry standard.
yeah,
of
the
video.
industry standard, like that's all they need to know. For us that are, it's like, oh well, yeah, we gotta know HDR. You know what I mean? Like we have to know
4K,
that.
120. There's a thing.
Yeah, we gotta know specs,
Upscaling.
but I mean the average casual, player base, they're just in that thing looking at, oh, it connects to HDR. Like they don't care about frame rate, they don't care about refresh rate, they don't care about none
But
of that
you know
shit.
who does care? Nintendo. They advertised it. They care.
Yeah.
But we're talking about casuals, you know what I mean?
But,
They advertise.
okay, so who is Nintendo advertising to for the Switch 2 as of the direct?
I mean, as of the direct, I feel like they're advertising just to the general public. Like it doesn't
I mean,
matter
yes,
because
yes,
Well,
but
for
who,
sure.
who is
but
the target
like
audience?
it has the targeted audience is pretty much everyone who bought a Switch 1, and it's like, oh well, I need the newest. I need the
But
newest.
that's
So-
not true because some people are content with having a launch Switch.
That is,
fine
and
with
that's
that.
them. Just like I had a PS4, and I would never buy a PS5 because I have a PC. Like, it depends on who's. Is it worth spending my money? Like, okay, right. So the thing is this, right? If the reason that you want a PS or that you really haven't bought a PS5 is because why? You have a PC that can literally play all the games that you want. So you're not gonna buy anything because it's like, oh well, if I buy it, I'm not gonna put that time in to make it worth my money. Versus someone who doesn't have, like, say I just have a Switch. Okay, the next thing, I don't have a PS4, I don't have any next gen console besides a Switch. So I'm going to buy the new Switch 2. And I'm gonna play the fuck out that Switch 2 because I'm gonna make that money worth it.
That is a good point.
Yeah, okay. Spaceman said you can already tell by Nintendo's marketing that they assume you already have a Switch 1 and they're trying to convince you to upgrade.
Yeah.
That's
But I don't
like, that's like where what you were saying. The target was not the casual;
Yeah.
it was to us, basically.
Yeah. But that also made sense of like I didn't get a Switch 1. I had a PS4 this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to buy a PS5 because there was nothing for me. And I wanted a Switch, but I knew it was... So this is... The word casual is like super broad.
Yeah.
Because that casual that I just described is someone that cares enough that they want a Switch, but they're like, it's underperforming. But then
What's
like,
up, E?
I just think little Timmy that already has a Switch is going to get one because he already has one. But then I think just like...
With little Timmy who has a Switch 1 will get a Switch 2.
Yeah, Switch 1. Little Timmy with the Switch 1 is going to get one for Christmas.
Switch 2 for Christmas.
And he's
Probably
the most casual as it
Probably,
can get.
yeah, like that
Ollie
type of
is gonna
casual,
get
yeah.
one. You know what I mean? He's gonna get one.
Yeah.
But Ollie, he brought his Switch over this weekend. We're gonna play Fortnite. And I need to charge it. It was Sunday. He had to go home. Like he's just gonna get one.
Yeah.
He's gonna play it for a little bit and whatever. Like that's the kind of casual I
Generation.
think that they're missing. That I think it'll be hard to get them on board.
There's one easy way to get everybody on board to Switch 2.
Little Timmy's
You
not
start,
gonna get a
and
Switch 1.
this is what they was talking about. You instead of most games being imported, you kind of start like how Splatoon is, right? How do most people get people off Splatoon?
Off of
They,
it?
yeah, they
They-
mostly just
they
cut off
make
the
a-
server.
they make a
You
new
cut off the
game.
servers. Yeah,
They
you
make a
cut
new
the
game.
game off,
Well, that's
right?
the thing. Like support's gonna end up dying out for the Switch 1 at some point.
Yeah, and then once that do, you have no choice but to upgrade unless you're content of playing, local, your local games.
So again, it's a forceful. It's not like you want to buy it. Not like, oh, I'm gonna go out and get this thing. It's like I have
I
to.
have to if I
Yeah.
want to keep.
I have
Yeah,
to
if
get
I wanna-
Splatoon 3. If I like Splatoon, I can't stay on 2. Like, there's no one gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's like the same thing. It's the same thing was like with the PS4 and the PS5. Like eventually
But
the
PS4
support.
is still being supported current.
Oh well,
It
yeah,
is,
but
yeah.
it's you can't play it. Like it's like you cannot compete. You cannot. So
Oh,
it's
well,
you
yeah,
have
I
no
got you.
choice but to realistic
do.
upgrade or get shit on. Like literally, like you
I got
can't.
you, I got you.
So like the new Spider-Man, you can't pay that on PS4. The PS4 runs shit. The PS4 run like a fucking
that's when they
a
say
jet
that,
on the
yeah.
highway.
Right. You turn that on.
Okay, no.
No, you wanna know what? To piggyback on that, right? This is off topic, but I was talking to Kirsten yesterday, right? I asked her, I said, "Hey, what does what does good smells like, right?"
What are we
Hold
talking
on,
about?
look. This is off topic, bro.
Go ahead,
But
go
this is
ahead.
what good. I was like, "Hey, what's what does good?" She was like, "I mean, it can smell like anything, but good." And she said it smelled like the back of the PS4.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
I was like, she was like, you know that fan area? I was like, yeah. She's like, it smelled like the back of that. I said, what?
my
I
God.
said, that's an oddly specific smell, bro.
Oddly specific, and it's like you can.
Like you just walk. So
Like, I know what you're talking
Bro,
about.
you good. You're funny,
I
Jay.
said, okay, so good pussy smell like industrial.
Industrial fans.
Yeah, like crazy.
There you go.
Right? But back to on topic. Don't mind me. I died laughing when she said that shit,
Man,
man.
talking about PS4 fan.
I was like, bro, because that motherfucker did blow loud, boy. You play Call of Duty, so you just heard. I was like, this bitch about to blow up, bro. Oh man.
Hey, Chip, if you want to pull up one day, I got you. All right. The room's here. any of y'all,
Take it
EJ,
away,
Spaceman,
Kenny.
look, it's here, bro. So yeah.
But yeah, bro, that shit. Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
Let me know, Chip.
But
Okay, wait, so I guess back to way back.
yeah.
In the beginning, about the separation between having a Switch 1 and a Switch 2, like who's gonna get it? And you were saying like, I think you said like people won't buy it because they won't know because it's too confusing. I think.
Well, no, I think people will buy it without a doubt. People will buy it.
Yeah, it'll.
And it's gonna be
yeah.
like I said, it's gonna be either buy it because you willingly want to buy it, or it's gonna be about force. But people are still gonna keep that Switch 1 simply because once the game ends support, it's gonna be it's gonna be a nostalgia like a 3DS. Or like the DS,
Yeah.
it's just gonna slowly fade out, and if you still got one, you still get to reminisce on.
Well, it's like how long do we have the Switch 1 then? Like, are they trying to phase it out now or phase it out within?
I mean, I
5
feel like you
years?
got
I would think 5, 6.
yeah 5 or
5.
6 years for
Like, it's
sure.
gonna
Probably
slow-
not even that.
I think like by year 2 of the Switch 2, it's gonna slow down.
Yeah.
And you think by year 2?
I do.
Nah, I feel like it's still gonna
Because-
increase
Yeah, they're about to kill it.
because you know how
They announced Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch 1, and now they have a Switch 2 version. Like they're already like they want you to off that,
yeah.
They want you off of it. Every game that you've already played, switch to the enhanced version.
Mhm.
Here's some Mario Wonder. Here's a free version. Here's Kirby Forgotten Lands. The DLC y'all been asking for is over here. You can't play it over here. I would think that's what they're trying to do. I don't know if that's for sure.
I mean, I know they would want to phase out the Switch 1 eventually, but right now it's just because I still think Mario Kart can run on Switch 1, even though Switch 1 is super outdated. But I think it would be a dumbed down version. But I think that still could have been.
But that's what we're gonna run into, that same issue of like the Switch 1 can barely run this game. I'd rather have a more powerful Switch that can run it this way.
Well, I mean, do
So
you
those
need it?
people are gonna be like, see, that's what I was saying earlier too. Of like, those people that skip the Switch 1 are gonna get a Switch 2.
Right? Yeah.
And then the people that have a Switch 1 wishing that they could do something on a Switch
We'll get a Switch 2.
They're gonna go over.
Yeah.
But I think if you're dead set on getting a Switch 2, you will. If you're not super sure, like where I am, you'll be like, okay, I'm fine. I have my PC.
To piggyback on what you said, right? So it's easier for everyone to want a game, right? A console that is like shit, right? So like the PS3, I give that a good example. The PS3, it was a shit console. UI, it ran terribly. Like everything was bad about it.
It was
PS4,
overpriced.
bro, that everyone instantly, that was hands down.
Yeah,
No,
that was
I
a
have to
huge-
get off
It was a
this.
huge improvement.
Yeah, I had to get off this. Like, as soon as it was announced, people's already like throwing their money at this shit. Like, get me off of this shit. I'm done. Like, yeah, I relived my modern warfare days and everything else like that. But get me off this piece of shit. Like, it was terrible. Like, literally, got to a point where I bought a PS4 And I realized you couldn't really play music on it, so I just kept my PS3 as a fucking MP3
Ah,
player. like literally, cleaned up the house. Just go ahead and turn
PS3.
on that.
Yeah.
And you heard that. Hey,